Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the very first episode of our weekly unnamed show. I'm Tyler,
I'm Katrina.
and we are here to talk about theme parks. Starting off first with the Disneyland 60th anniversary. They put up all these decorations. You want to talk about it?
If you look at it now, it looks pretty amazing how they changed everything to, obviously, it's a diamond anniversary. So they switched off the rooftop with some crystals, make it look shiny like diamonds. If you look on the top of the roofs, it's like a resemblance of the diamonds. Like you were saying, I believe that they're probably going to do something with that, with like lights and stuff at night.
Oh yeah, on the turrets, those little glass. There's like parts where they put little glass toppers on the turrets, and it looks like hopefully maybe that'll be part of the fireworks. Who knows? We'll see if there's like some kind of lighting effect they do with that, or maybe it'll just look like that. I think they're gonna add more decorations as it goes on, because right now I don't know about you, but I think it's a little bit lacking.
I'm sure they want to do the big bang like when it starts like May 22nd. So, but right now it still looks really amazing in the sunshine, how it just, glistens, and it's definitely a good picture spot.
Yeah, it's interesting too. You can see in this close up that they kind of just lay this stuff over the other roofing. There's like the roof is still there, and they just lay this stuff over it, and it looks pretty cool from close up, but looks shinier in person, wouldn't you say so?
It does.
Yeah. But next up, we're going to show you these turrets that are also new. I think that they're probably for the new fireworks show. I would assume that they're projection towers, probably for the castle. I think those turrets open up and show new stuff.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we're going to the Easter celebration over at the ranch.
They have a little jamboree every spring, and they put all their nice flowers out. They have fruits and just decorations to just evoke spring. And also they've got the performing arts going on right now, which, that's where all the different schools are invited to come and play at Disneyland. They get to go backstage and play for their families. And it was a pretty nice, relaxing area.
Yeah, not too busy, and you're able to take some pretty good photo ops with the different characters that are rabbits and also Pluto back there.
Yeah, the lines weren't that long, but we'll get to that in a second. But next, we got the amazing egg decorating, which I really do think that is true. It is amazing. Look at this detail. This guy's been working on this, Ray.
Yeah, he's been working on it for about 15 hours, this egg, so far, and it seems pretty amazing how he's the only one that's able to paint it. But so far it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, you can see that, he has the outline for Bullseye's nose there and everything, but he's still working. He's still got some stuff to do, and he's just got to choose a different color for Bullseye's nose, because it's over the green, apparently, and everything. But he's working away, and I'm just very impressed with the work they do. As we'll see in the case in a second here, it's just, it must take so much time and just meticulous, painstaking hand movements to do this stuff.
Yeah.
But,
and then next off, it's Olaf and the little Snowgies, I think they're called.
I think that might be how they're pronounced. I'm still trying to figure that out. But here's the whole egg case, starting off with a bunch of different jacks. I think that's clever. And Ray said he did this Darth Maul, and I think things like the Captain America. And there's some Alice in Wonderland with the oyster. The oyster's cute.
Yeah, and look at that little guy. Oh my gosh.
I wonder if that one smells like strawberries.
Yeah.
But that might be one of the boy ones. That Ray told us that he does a lot of the boy ones, quote unquote, that were
masculine, like this Hook over here.
Yeah, like Hook. I think he did. That's more kind of not as sparkly and feminine. Yeah. But yeah, what are some of your favorites here?
I think I really like Eve. That's really cool, and it's very glittery and sparkly because I'm a girl. But I like the Ariel ones also. Later we'll show you one that's on the top of the case, which I think is really cool. From Monsters Inc.
This is one of my favorites. Yeah, this one's one of my favorites. It's like the oysters from Alice in Wonderland, but what's cool, it's kind of hard to tell in the camera that it's kind of 3D. Their heads kind of pop out. And was that the Monsters Inc. one you were talking about?
That's one of them, but
Oh,
also, what's his name's Mike's girlfriend, I think, which is pretty
Celia,
cool.
yeah,
Celia.
yeah.
But I do like a lot of them that kind of come out more like 3D.
Yeah, the Cinderella bird there. And of course, Mickey Mouse in his famous get-up, his famous sorcerer's outfit. This is kind of another cool shelf too. Just a couple Star Wars, and I really love the Hatbox Ghost back there.
Oh, I really like the girl with the umbrella.
Yeah, the Parasol Girl.
The Parasol Girl.
And Frozone, Belle. Your favorite is Belle, right?
Yeah, my favorite is Belle. That one's pretty good. I really like Aurora in the back. She's really well painted. I mean, I'm sure it's really hard to paint on, this kind of surface and.
It's got to be hard. Yeah, it's got to be hard to figure that out. There's the Celia.
That's one of my favorite ones. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Celia's good. And then Doug, Russell, and Carl.
Of Up.
Yeah, from Up. Very good. It was all nice. We were very, very surprised.
And I really liked Thumper over there. We didn't get a really fast. It's a fast shot, but he actually has fur on the eggs, so it makes it look more real life.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. And definitely I enjoyed this Merryweather and the Dumbo. The Dumbo, one of my favorites too, actually. I like the sparkles. I like the glitter. Got to be honest.
Yeah, and if you see back there, she's actually painting Robin Hood and Maid Marian, which is pretty awesome. She actually painted all those eggs in the front as well.
So, we're going to move on to the next part, which is the cookie decorating kits. They were $6, and they seemed like they were pretty fun. I don't know. It could be all right. They come with just... You could either get a bunny head or a egg, and they come with sprinkles and frosting. And, yeah, I don't know.
It's a pretty good idea to,
get out of the heat.
Yeah. And then there's Pluto with his little bunny ears. Obviously, he's not a bunny, but he's also a very cool character.
Are you sure? He could have fooled me. He's got four ears. I guess that should have tipped me off. But there is the Easter Bunny himself. Look at him there. They have Mrs. Easter Bunny out there sometimes, but she wasn't out today. I'm not exactly sure where she was at, but it was still good to see the man of the hour himself.
Yeah, and this little girl is super excited to see the Easter Bunny. Ah, and there's Roger Rabbit, your favorite character.
Yeah, Roger Rabbit. It's good to see him, especially because he's so rare in the park. And look at him. He's having a hard time keeping his gloves on and stuff. I think that's pretty funny. I was laughing at that while I was recording this. And, look at... I mean, it's just... You rarely get to see him. I wonder why they never bring this character out. It's kind of a shame that you never get to see characters like this. Like, I would like to see more Darkwing Duck, even. Or...
That'd be pretty cool. And then there's Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh.
And that little girl was very cute. She
She's kind of confused.
Yeah, she did not understand the high five process, but she was happy nonetheless. I think that's the important part. So next up,
the Extravaganza. 2015.
Woo! So how much did this cost us?
So this was about $4.95 plus tax for each park. I think it's a pretty good idea. And then we started off with Goofy with over by the Astro Orbiter.
And yeah, even if you don't end up finishing it when you buy it, that's totally fine. You can come back and bring it all the way up till April 30th. They'll still accept your completed maps and give you an egg.
Yep, or
They'll
while
give you
supplies
a prize.
last.
Yeah, while supplies last, I guess, right?
Yep, and then also the last time to buy the map is actually the 5th of April, which is Easter Sunday.
Yes, Easter Sunday is the last day you can buy the maps, but that one was hard for us to find. Mr. Toad was a tricky one. And then this is the order that we decided was kind of just made the most sense. It doesn't necessarily have to be the order you do it in, but we just figured this is the order we thought made the most sense.
Yeah, and then this one was actually pretty tricky because it just said Fantasy Fair, so a lot of people when they first think of Fantasy Fair is the new area where the princesses are at and the new Frozen show's at, but this is actually located by Small World, where the old one used to be.
Fantasy Fair gifts. And hanging out by the ducks out in the pond there is Donald Duck over by Frontierland. This one is kind of hard to see unless you're coming straight from Frontierland, but you won't be if you follow our recommended path, so there you go.
And then there's Daisy Duck, and this is in Adventureland on top of the bazaar.
Yep. There she is, chilling up there. There hasn't been much with, well, I guess she hasn't been in the Mickey cartoons recently. I was just thinking there hasn't been much Daisy Duck. And there's some more people trying to do some egg hunting with us.
Yep. This one was actually pretty tricky. It was actually up in a tree. A lot of people were looking down on the ground. Yep. And so they kind of threw us all off.
And I think you called it out, too. Last year, it was in the fountain. The egg was in the fountain last year in this area.
So it got to be up above now.
Yeah, this year they threw us off. This one was also kind of tricky. I figured we might be going too far because Critter Country's closed. We were going all the way to the back of the park, basically. But there it is, Pluto.
Yep. And then there was one that was inside...
The Emporium.
The Emporium, and he actually, Tyler's able to find it with all the toys.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been able to spot it.
Right next to Dick Van Dyke, yeah. And I love that diorama that I just panned over because it's just something that is a really nice touch. And out here is Mickey Mouse, the leader of the pack, right? And he's out by the fire station with all the firemen playing on their instruments. But, yeah, it was a fun egg hunt. Here is everything that we found. And up next, California Adventure.
Yeah, and that one was, some of them are pretty tricky and some of them are pretty easy. Some just stand out.
Yeah, I think this one was a little bit more difficult, actually. But not this one. This one was one of the easier ones.
Yeah.
Over here by Disney Junior, I'm sure you see her already. Minnie stands out like a sore thumb right up there. But, even just going to each place is still fun in my opinion. Even if you get there and you're like, oh, there it is right there, like it's still fun to go to each place. It's something to do. And here you can see Dale. This is near the Tower of Terror. This is the Tower of Terror gift shop here at the exit of the ride. Yeah,
mainly a lot of the gift shops, they're going to be in the window. Yeah. So that's a good clue to where to look.
I'd agree with that. And this one was kind of hard to find.
Yeah, the next step is obviously to every Dale there's a chip. So obviously he's going to be right nearby. And if you see him, he's right there and with all the trees.
He's hiding. He's hiding in the trees with his probably stashing acorns in there or something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And this was your favorite one.
I like this one. I think this one's clever because it's out there in the middle of the ride. And just like, I think it's fun when they kind of, include it in part of it, But it's nice to see it kind of be a little bit more hidden. I like them when they're a tiny bit more hidden, like I was saying earlier. So
yeah, just like this mater. We always thought it was going to be in the beginning of the ride, or at least by the entrance, and this was actually by the exit.
Yeah, this part's a little bit funky. It's kind of hard to find a really great way to which egg you should go look for first, but it doesn't really matter that much. You're having fun either way. Yeah. And then if you turn around right behind Mater, seriously, is Thumper. He's right across the way. There he goes, chilling like a villain.
So that was pretty easy to find. Saved us a couple steps.
I think you just turned right around and you were like, oh, there he is.
Yep.
Same with this one. You were just like, oh, there. We were walking along the path by the wine country, and she was just like, there's White Rabbit. So he was not very hard to find at all.
Yeah.
Hiding up there behind his little chocolate house. But this one
was actually pretty tricky. We walked by it probably once because it was Treasures in Paradise, and we didn't really know where exactly this was going to be located.
Yeah, we did not know what Treasures from Paradise. We did not know that's what this shop was called, but we figured it out pretty quick. We just did one lap, found it.
Yeah, but this one was pretty easy to find. Obviously, it was Boardwalk Games, so and there's Pluto.
Yep.
Sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yep. He's always got his tongue hanging out. Can't do anything about that guy. But over here, by the Silly Symphony Swings, another one. And I would say that the next one here is probably the hardest one that we had to look for all day, just because of the name. If any of you know what the Maritime Bank is, you win $1 million because this window is the only thing. Look at that window right there. It's the only thing that says Maritime Bank. Even cast members didn't know where to go.
Yeah, we kept on asking where Sausalito Maritime Bank was located, and a lot of people were like, I don't know where that's located.
Yeah. So there it is. There's Goofy, just so you know. Here's some nice, beautiful little egg candies going down. And wouldn't you know, Mickey Mouse hanging up right up there. I think I love the sparkles on his bow tie. I love that little
Yeah,
that little touch.
Yeah.
So that was it. That was the whole Easter egg hunt. There are all of the locations. What did you think? Was it fun?
I thought it was actually pretty fun. I really like California Adventure. They always try to kind of make it a little more difficult.
Yeah,
than
it's a little more
Disneyland.
interesting, I feel like, every year. But maybe that's just in my head. And then the next step is to take your filled out map and to bring it to one of the redemption locations, and they show you kind of a cup game. You get a random little cup game, and we caught this little girl playing it. And you pick your little favorite egg.
Yep, and then underneath would be the egg you choose. And so this little girl got the white rabbit.
Yeah. And there's our eggs. I ended up getting Mr. Toad because I traded, but you were lucky enough to get Tinkerbell.
I did really want Tinkerbell. But, you always can try to ask people to trade, like he did.
Yeah, I just kind of stood by the line like a creeper and was like, oh, do you want to trade with me? And somebody wanted to, so that was nice.
So, yeah, he started out with Thumper, then
Yeah.
went to Pluto, and then upgraded to the Mr. Toad.
But the next thing we went to do then was go to lunch. It was time to go to lunch. We'd never been to Ariel's Grotto before, and we wanted to go check it out.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty nice day, and then you walk in, you check in, they give you a little beeper, and it was a pretty good price. It was about $40 per person.
$40 a person, about $22 or so for kids during lunch anyway. I think breakfast is a little bit cheaper, but they give you a drink, an appetizer, a entree, and a dessert. So it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good price for what you pay, and it's pretty filling too.
Yeah. Here's a couple little trinkets that I think you can buy basically across from the Little Mermaid ride.
Mm-hmm.
They don't sell anything here, but I think they're just showing off some of the things you can get. I love this view. You can see a world of color kind of bubbling away out there. And
Yep, and then you make your way to the staircase down there. That's how you get to the dining room.
yeah. So basically they seat everybody in waves. I think everybody had a reservation for about 2:30 for us. And they all sat us all basically at the same time. They bring us to this staircase. As you can see, there's a bunch of people lining up. And at the bottom of the staircase, they have
Who?
Ariel to
Ariel.
greet you. Yeah. And she's down here giving autographs, taking photos. And of course, all the little princesses are in love with her.
Of course. And then they actually come up to you while you're eating your food, and they'll show you your picture that you took with Ariel and see if you want to purchase the 8x10 and the 4x6s. I think you get like 4 4x6s and 1 8x10, probably around like in the $20 range. I really don't remember how much it cost when they came up to us and showed us our picture.
It was definitely around 30-something, that's for sure, for a package. But I would say one of the most beautiful things about this restaurant is kind of, not only this mural, but I think actually the light fixtures are really nice looking. I love those light fixtures. I love the light fixtures with the fish swimming on them, the bubbles.
Yeah, I mean, I think just the way they blow the glass is just amazing.
Yeah, some glass blower definitely had some work to do for this ceiling here, but it was really nice. And then they also have a whole patio area. It seemed, from what we could gather, is that they seat the inside and then they seat the outside, and they kind of do it back and forth.
Yeah, probably a good 20, 30 minute delay. So we were lucky enough to sit inside.
It was a warm day.
It was a very hot day outside, so we were lucky on that.
Even though you can see there's a lot of shade there, it still is nicer to be inside, I think.
Yeah.
And here's some more of the patio area, and I think what's cool is when they seat you, they give your children these little sticker books, and they give you a crown, and you can use the stickers to decorate the crown. They also give you colored crayons with it, so your children can have something to do even besides watching the princesses, because here we go. This man is here to introduce them all.
Hello and greetings, one and all, on this magical day of celebration. On behalf of Her Royal Highness Princess Ariel, we are delighted to have you join us today. This is a place where your hopes and dreams can last a lifetime. There is a world where hopes and dreams can last for a long time. A wondrous place to go, you know it when your heart climbs. Hearing a song as old as rhyme, hold my hand, we're gonna fly. What a magic night, just a kiss away. If you can dream, the wish you make it on a star is coming true. The colors of the wind will lead them all right back to you. 'Cause if you can dream, reflections in a diamond sky, from shining all through, romance will always be so new, and love will save the day if you can dream. Oh, it's a dream come true to have everyone here with us today.
Yeah, so this is actually pretty cool because one by one the princesses come out and they introduce them. I think it's a really great idea, especially if you have little girls or even little boys that want to, meet these characters. For $40 for you, $20 for your kid. You don't have to wait in line. They come right up to your table. They kind of spread them apart by like 10 minutes or so, and so one by one they come out, and you're able to get an autograph, get a picture. I think it's just a really great idea if you want to get a lot of princesses done, within an hour.
If characters are important to your little girl or boy, then this is a decent way to do it without wasting half of your day
Waiting in line in the sun
definitely
part of the time.
Because I know parents probably mostly would rather go on rides or do something, but yeah, this is a nice way to do it, and it was good to see. I thought it was actually it was very corny, but it was cute at the same time how they all came out and did their little dance like this, and we were sitting right next to them, obviously. So it was pretty funny. We were probably kind of one of the last tables they would come around to, but as you can see, Bella's in the back now. They just go around to each and every table, so it's no big deal.
Yeah, I think it was pretty cool. I've never really seen Mulan up front, so I was actually pretty excited about that. But I was really excited to see Belle because she's my favorite character. And then Tiana, she's always so funny when she comes out because she has that, really cool vibe that's to her.
The southern cool style. The flow, I
Yeah.
don't know, for lack of a better term. But here are the princesses. I forgot to get a picture of Rapunzel. I wasn't paying attention, but here they are, close-ups, and they're all very nice and friendly. But next up, our food, the main course.
Super excited. If you take a look, you can see the different choices they have on the menu.
What'd you end up getting?
So I got the fish of the day, which is a mahi-mahi, but we'll talk about that in a little later.
And I got the honey whiskey barbecue tri-tip. It could have been a little better, but again,
Good in theory.
it sounds good. It sounds very good. But the potatoes were good. Hey, anyway. Here's the bread they give you. It's this strange shape. I like it a lot. It's like a starfish or something almost. But this is like a sourdough. It was good. It was fine.
Yeah, the flour they put in Ariel's hair. And then I'm gluten-free, so I was really happy that they got me a gluten-free bread. It was actually pretty good. Nice and soft. White bread. This
is my soup. It's a butternut squash soup. There's that or a clam chowder.
Yeah, and then I got a salad because the soups are not gluten-free. It comes with blue cheese, candied walnuts, apples, and a really nice mixed greens with a vinaigrette.
But you do
I asked
not like
no
blue
cheese. And then here comes my fish, my macadamia-crusted mahi-mahi with jasmine rice, bok choy, and a citrus coulis, also with some kind of really awesome fresh salsa with pineapple, mango, red onions, and peppers.
It was really
and
good, right?
cucumbers, and it was actually really nice and fresh and very buttery and flaky.
Well, that's good. And here comes mine. Mine, first of all, I asked for medium rare, and it was pretty well done, and it just didn't taste that good. The meat just wasn't that great, I have to be honest. And I would say the vegetables, the potatoes, the squash, the asparagus, all good, but the meat itself, and the barbecue sauce was just kind of a standard sweet barbecue sauce that, I don't know. I asked for another one without the barbecue sauce and medium rare, and they brought it to me. Very nice. I didn't like that one very much, and they offered another one for me. So they're very kind. They were very kind, but I did not like the food that much.
And now to dessert. That was mine. They surprised me with a sorbet. They offered me a nice, awesome gluten-free brownie, and they said, why not have a second one as well? So they got me a raspberry sorbet.
Yeah, that brownie was amazing. That was the steal of the dessert, the show stealer, I would say.
It
Very,
was
very,
nice and warm,
yeah.
Very gooey. It was delicious. You couldn't even tell it was gluten-free. I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think they're
You would never
amazing
guess. You would never
with
guess.
gluten-free.
You would never guess it. I wish they gave you some vanilla ice cream with that, though. But
Yeah.
anyway, here's what I got. I gave me a chocolate-covered strawberry, a kind of like s'more pie. I would call it a mini pie. And also a creme brulee. And it was all pretty good. I think the s'more pie was kind of the standout. It was nice. It tasted good.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to say again that they're really awesome with the gluten-free foods.
Disneyland is always good with gluten-free stuff.
Yeah, it was really cool. And once again, then you get a really cool button at the end.
Yeah, there
to
you go. There's the
prove
button.
that you went to Ariel's Grotto.
We did it, yeah. And so that is going to be it for our first episode, our
Yay.
inaugural first episode that I don't know the name of the show yet.
Yeah, so if you guys want to help us try to figure out a name of this.
But anyway, come and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We'll come out with more episodes. Thank you so much for watching. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
We definitely want to try to come out once a week. Every Wednesday we want to try to talk about foods and entertainment of the theme parks of Disneyland, Universal, Knott's Berry, especially for Southern California.
Any attractions we can think of. But anyway, I am Tyler.
I'm Katrina.
It was great talking to you guys. Have a great night.